Let's see what it looks like on YouTube. The key point to succeeding in anything that you want to do is persistence. I think that's true of everything related to that. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
I need to train it. I need to become better at it. I need to drink more. You know? Get the tolerance up. Get it fucked up. No, legit, I used to drink like once a month for the past like
Is my voice coming through clear? I wonder that. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
I am half the size
Is my voice coming through clear? I think so. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Alright, never mind. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Alright, so that doesn't seem to be lagging, which is a plus side. So I'll make sure everything's coming through clearly. So no, I haven't been too bad. I've just been trying to find my streaming self, I guess. Because I couldn't really find my personality. I felt like I had no personality, to be honest, kind of on the meds I was on. I was just like, fuck. Where's my personality going? It's going to the fucking dogs and back. Like, fucking... It's pretty much fucking... Oh, what the fuck happened? And a big part of my YouTube and a big part of my other stuff is my personality. So... Yeah, it's a big part of that. Got to be able to do that stuff.
I got knocked out in smoke. What the fuck?
I've sort of half got things set up for my streaming, but I haven't fully got set up things. So I probably need a little bit of help with some of the streaming stuff that I need to set up properly. Kind of half-assed the job, I think. It's not too bad though. Yeah, I've got most of it working properly, but it's a bit of an issue sometimes with some of the stuff I do. I'm far from perfect though. But the main reason I get on here is just to represent my repair business most of the time. Game to game. from time to time. Kind of annoyed because I don't know which version I'd set it up for, but there's a couple of different programs I want to try out. There was this OBS for Twitch, which looks interesting. I want to maybe try that out and see how that works. But I'm using XSplit at the moment. I've got a license for it, so. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Could be something really quite atrocious. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that's hilarious. Got caught on a tree. What happened to my car? Got caught on a tree, bitch. Gotta do what you gotta do. I'm kind of annoyed with my original processor, which it just runs too hot. But I might try putting it back in at some point because I've found the thermal paste that I wanted. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. It's just the way it's designed. It runs really hot. And that's the thing. A lot of the new Ryzen processors don't run as hot as the old AMD processors do. And I was finding problems with overheating. It was a big issue. Unless I get a better, like a more thicker cooler or something like that, or which I could go that route, but even then I've noticed the temperatures can vary. It frustrates the hell out of me. To be honest, I'd rather just upgrade to a new Ryzen architecture. I'd rather go that route. It's probably going to cost me 1,000 something, 1,500 or something like that. I think I was looking at the cost was going to cost me. So.
What do you rate Vietnamese?
Nah, lately I was in and out of hospital for a bit. I haven't really been doing much streaming, so to be honest, and haven't really been in the mood because I've been adjusting meds, I've been adjusting everything else, and yeah, it's kind of annoying. Fucking annoying, actually. Just having to get everything right.
Senior citizens.
Thank you. I'm staying just off Sonora Road by the Redwood Lights track.
So what the hell was that? Who were those guys?
I've no idea. I was just talking to a friend on my cell phone when I hear them behind me, yelling about the Industrial Revolution and the internet. At first I thought, oh, a couple of senile old-timers must have wandered out of the nursing home. So I'm like, did you get lost? Is there anyone I can call? Then, they start really shouting at me how I'm dead wood, that I've failed as a generation. And next thing you know, they've got me pinned down on the ground. Terrifying. It was so disgusting. They stink like spoiled ham. Crispy hands all over me, ranting about how technology is evil.
Except they were in a car.
Exactly. I'm thinking maybe they're like those weird religious folks who live out east that you see on MeTV, who publicly reject modern life but secretly drive to the farmer's market in a pickup and Era sneakers.
Rejecting television by being on television.
Right. But then they start going on about a manifesto wanting to drink my blood, and I realize that this is something way more sinister. Some kind of... Here we are. thank you so much. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't come along.
Yeah, it's right there.
Perfect. There we go.
Big me.
No good deed goes unpunished. Yeah. Well, I didn't get punishment for $180 for it, but still. Bum 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 bum. Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar? Would you be better off than you are? Da 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 da. Ba-dum bum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum. Ba-dum 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 ba-dum. Ba-dum 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 ba-dum. Serial killers, I guess. That's kind of weird though. Well, no, like this game generally is pretty good. Like, well, GTA 5 anyway. Always has weird characters and unusual things in it. Fucking Trevor's one of those characters. I always love the way he reacts to every piece of shit. It's funny as hell. Shit.
So you're gonna drive into me? Oh shit, sorry.
Motherfucker.
Ba-dum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. Ba-dum 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 ba-dum. Ba-dum bum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum. Ba-dum 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 ba-dum. The most of it though. Interesting. So my net's been a little bit up and down lately. Kind of having some problems with it, but I think it's been sort of fixed. Half and half maybe.
As I said, sometimes it takes like...
So I have to record the speed tests.
Just relax. If you need stuff, there's a storage room.
Alright. So I just did a speed test then, and it's not up where it was before. It's gone down from what it was before.
Yeah, it makes me consistent.
44.58. Alright. For the most part it seems to be working, but having occasional issues.
Hey, kitty.
No, I kind of been putting off doing streaming and stuff just because I haven't had the proper machine stuff to do it. I've sort of been doing that reason, but I think that's a stupid reason. It is about me at the end. It's always about my personality and what I bring to the streaming. I know most of the time when I do streaming and stuff, I do get a few people who come and look at my streams. And they're always interested in what I have to say.
Hey, they need to be called.
On top of that, I've had rants and stuff on Facebook, on YouTube and stuff, and people have actually taken the time to listen to them. Well, not just rants. Like, I've had rants and I've had legitimately talking about my mental issues and stuff. Talking about some of the issues that go on in my life and how I deal with them and stuff like that. And, I've dealt with them pretty well up to this point. Aside from being in hospital for a little while, which was sort of disconcerting, to be honest, but I needed to be in there at the time just to get my system back into whack. But, you know what? I'm doing pretty well. I found myself again, and I found where I stand in the medium sense. Like, I was really sort of off, like, emotionally. I was off emotionally. I was numb. And, yeah, the meds didn't really help with that. So, it's always about getting the dose right. Yeah, they've actually put me on an injection, so, which is not too bad, but not too great either. I don't really like it, but I can withstand it to a certain extent. It's easier than trying to take a tablet all the time. At least I get a regular dose of it. So, which is not too bad. I mean, I'm okay. Kind of, you know, I felt I didn't need meds, but let's just say my head sort of went a little bit balmy, so it's not too bad now. I actually, to be honest, I ended up in the psych ward for a while, so it wasn't for anything bad. It was just the fact that my head was a little bit screwed up and I need to get my head right. And I got annoyed with myself because that happened, but I think it was a combination of stress and other things in my life that made things go that way. So, you know, unfortunately, sometimes that's going to happen. You're going to end up in a situation where you're going to get into a situation where that's required. But, oh well, I don't know. But I'm doing better. Put it this way, I'm trying to de-stress and I'm trying to stress less about things. I feel like the world's been a worthless piece of shit lately with some of the way things are going, and it's been pretty quiet business-wise. I haven't had a lot of people coming through for repairs and stuff, and sometimes I have a lot of people, sometimes I don't, sometimes I have very little, and it just depends, and it gets me down when I don't have anything to do. That's the problem. So I need streaming to fill in that time, specifically. And I guess I haven't had streaming really either, because I haven't really felt the need to go streaming, like to get up and do streaming, just because of my confidence has failed a bit. Just because I felt like, you know, like most people who talk about mental illness don't realise how taxing it can be on a person and how stressful it can be. Most of the time I'm pretty good. Most of the time I have a pretty good time dealing with it. But it's not the easiest thing to deal with, and the honest truth is, when you've been in hospital for it, it can be, you can feel like there's a stigma attached to you, in the sense that you think, well, you know, that stigma gets attached to you, and you feel like you know, you can't do anything, or you feel like you can't achieve anything, and you feel like the world's just, you know, not there, nothing's there for you, nothing's working properly, you know. It can be a combination of that. And the truth is, I felt that way for a little while, in all honesty. I felt a bit disconcerted, I felt a bit disconnected. Meds don't really help. You know, sometimes meds can be the worst thing to do. On top of that, you know, sometimes meds can make you feel 10 times worse, especially if they're emotionally disconnecting meds, like they're antipsychotics and stuff. In all honesty, I'm pretty stable, so, you know, I'm a pretty good guy. I have a reasonable mind frame most of the time. But because I have to deal with this type of stuff and I have to deal with my mental issues on a regular basis, a lot of this stuff gets disconcerted, and I guess not just disconcerted, but I get what's the word I'm looking for here? I get frustrated trying to have to deal with it. Now, you know, nobody's perfect, but having to stress yourself out all the time trying to deal with whether it's doctors or other things that you need to deal with to fix your issues, it's hard. It's not easy. Most of the time I deal with things pretty well, but the truth is, I had a bit of a breakdown, basically, sort of a bit of a mental break. I don't know, it was just stress related and stuff and things like that. And I honestly, you know, the funny part is I actually thought I was a witch. No joke. I actually thought I was a witch and all this other stuff. There's a bunch of other stuff that I thought too, you know. I thought I was a part of the Illuminati, I thought I was a witch. I thought all this weird ass stuff, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, fucking hell, what the hell is wrong with me, you know? Like, why would I think that way? But the honest truth is, a lot of that stuff was just disconcerting at the time because it was the reality that I believed at the time, and it wasn't easy getting back to. It was easy getting back to reality, but I disconnected a bit from reality, I guess, to a certain extent, and I hadn't. It was just stress related, to be honest. I think a lot of it was stress related. Sometimes with running my own small business stuff and doing all the stuff that I do, it's easy for me to get stressed out, and sometimes I don't give myself time to rest or relax or function properly. And the truth is, you can do it. It's pretty easy to do. It's pretty easy to do to burn yourself out. And for somebody who already has a pre-existing condition anyway, which my pre-existing conditions are OCD, schizophrenia, Asperger's, and a bunch of. I mean, it makes me brilliant at my job and it makes me brilliant at what I do, but it also causes a lot of problems and conflicts and. Yeah, you know, conflicts for me in my mind and conflicts for my choices in life and things like that and other things like that, and you know, I just it's hard. It's hard for me to grasp everything properly. But I mean, I grasp things properly, but sometimes I have to disconnect from things, I guess, to a certain extent. But it's not easy doing this stuff, you know, like I don't really take much notice of people trolling me or whatever. I mean, I understand people troll, but I also have people who've picked on me for a number of reasons, whether it's my weight or whether it's something else, my appearance or whatever. You know, there's a number of things that people can pick on me about, but that doesn't really stress me, to be honest. I don't really give a shit about it much of the time, so I just don't really give a fuck. I've learned to stop caring about that. But stressing about certain things that I see going on in the world is probably a major factor. Seeing what's the way the world's. I mean, you know, we've got Donald J. Trump in charge of a fucking country, and to be honest, I kind of like I scratch my head in amazement. I can't understand how that man ever got in charge of anything, because he seems like a narcissistic asshole, and I don't understand what the hell's going on there. But aside from that point, I don't know whether he's narcissistic. He probably is. I don't know. Put it this way. There's plenty of people who agree with me on the internet, which is saying that, you know, he's got a lot of mental issues. I think to myself, you know, like, that guy's become the president of the United States, and look at the state of the country. There's a lot of stuff coming out lately, and not just that. The way the world is, you know, generally that people. I just say there's a lot of assholes out there. I've learned to have the attitude that I won't necessarily be an asshole to someone straight away unless they're an asshole to me. And that's the only time that I'll ever turn around and be an asshole and be mean to someone, because To be honest, I kind of don't get these people who have so much shit. I mean, it must be much harder for women, I guess, to a certain extent, to have to deal with a lot of the dickheads out there. Especially because, you know, it's harder for women in the sense of how they're treated. They're not always treated equally, sort of thing, and combination. And there's always, you know, sexist remarks and stuff like that. There's always that stuff going on. And the honest truth is, I've kind of like just sitting there thinking to myself, what the fuck? Like, we live in a world where certain things happen for certain people, and certain other things that don't happen for others. And the weird part about it is, I've seen so many fucked up examples of what people do in bad and good things. Like, in the sense of, like, what people do to each other. Now, if you look at the... Yeah, the game is an escape. You are correct, good sir. Yeah. That's exactly my point. I mean, it's a good escape for me. Definitely. Sorry, I didn't actually see if anybody was in the chat. Yeah, that's exactly my point. But that's kind of the thing. Like, you don't. People don't understand that sometimes about games. They are a very good escape for people with mental issues, and they get away from things, and you can clear your head, and you can feel better about things, you know? And the truth is, geez, I don't know. I've come to the conclusion that I think for a while I stopped enjoying... It's not that I didn't enjoy games, I stopped enjoying a few things, and I think that's what happened. Stopped feeling emotions to some degree. Those emotions are a bit dull and stuff like that. But I mean, the truth is, you're always going to get people who make you feel insignificant to others. You're always going to get people who make you feel like you shouldn't be trying or even attempting something. And it kind of pisses me off that people do that. I don't get that. I'll always encourage someone to do their best and to achieve their best result. And the honest truth is, I've come to the conclusion that some people just don't... They don't care, or they either don't care or they have an emotional disconnect when it comes to this stuff. Like a total emotional disconnect to the people. No compassion for any human being. And to be honest, I feel a certain degree of compassion for some people. I don't feel compassion for everybody. I don't feel compassion for everybody because I've learned people take advantage of that compassion, and they will actually try to take advantage of you. I don't know. I try to be a good guy. I try to be the best possible guy I can be. I've had issues over the years with different things in my life. But you know what? I deal pretty damn well most of the time. And having the issues I have has taught me a lot of things. It's taught me to deal with things on a case-by-case basis. So, you know, you've got to basically... Shit. You've got to basically, really? Son of a bitch. You've got to, deal with stuff as it comes. Because sometimes you can plan too far ahead to find things and get things. And the honest truth is, I want to make a success of myself. Which, you know, for the most part, when I do repairs and stuff, I'm not too bad. But business has been a bit quiet lately, so I haven't felt like much of a success. It's just been really tedious. On top of that, I had CPU problems, and I wanted to get a CPU that ran cooler, which I now have a CPU that runs cooler, so that's a plus side. Aside from having a CPU that runs cooler, I had disconnected the CPU from my work computer and put it into my computer, and I've now got a work computer back, which is a plus side as well. I can get all my client data and everything else, and everything's still functional. I don't know, just well, like I said, there's some days you can feel like a failure. You can feel like you've failed, or you've done something wrong, or you've destroyed something. Not destroyed it, but you've just, you know, you haven't put your best effort in. And the honest truth is, lack of motivation is something that you get with mental illness, and it always will be. I'm not totally devoid of motivation. I just find that sometimes to get the motivation to do things, I have to push myself more harder than most people, and that's part of the issue. It's getting that motivation going in the first place that's the issue. And that's mostly why I hate trying to it's mostly why I hate trying to get the motivation sometimes, because it's just easier to lie in bed and just, you know, avoid your problems sometimes. And I know you're going to say, like, you know, I shouldn't do that, but that's my point. It's easy. It's if you're in a bit of a depressive state sometimes, and I'm not saying I always am, but if you have a bit of depression, it's not easy to deal with. Well, I do have depression because I take antidepressants anyway, but my point is, dealing with depression and dealing with the way it cripples you mentally sometimes can be hard for you. It can be hard for your mind and your body. It can feel like your body's being pulled different directions. It can feel like your body doesn't even want to function anymore. You can feel a lot of different things. Anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, all of these conditions, they all equate to a lot of shit happening in your head. And it's mostly shit happening in your head that's the problem. And it can equate to a lot of paranoia about things as well, which most people don't realise. Well, some people do. I mean, I admit there's some people who know this. But the truth is, dealing with it on a daily basis can be a pain in the ass, especially when you don't feel the social need. See, what I'm trying to do is get somebody to sort of interact and go with me to different places, because I have a few friends online, but I don't have as many people to go out with to sort of, you know, more social outings. Or if I want to do like groups or clubs, I've got to get into groups and clubs and stuff more, because I've got a good photography camera there, and I should be taking more photos and doing other stuff and everything else. And the truth of the situation is that dealing with all this stuff can be an absolute pain in the ass. It can. It makes you feel like you're less human. Sometimes it makes you feel like you're less part of the human race because of the fact that you're so withdrawn sometimes. And the truth is, I'm not that withdrawn, but I can be. If I feel a situation brings on an anxious, you know, emotion, or if it brings on something bad, I feel I can step away from it. And it can be, anxiety and let's see, anxiety and other things. Aside from anxiety, depression can cripple you too, you know. But I don't know, most of the time I'm pretty good, and most of the time I find games to escape and stuff like that, and I play games and things like that. And it's good, you know, I mean, hello. There you go. But that's my point. Most of the time,
Ooh, too close.
you think to yourself, why am I doing half the things I'm doing? Well, I do it because, okay, firstly, I know that I am a smart person. I know that I'm good at what I do. But I also know that there's those moments where I don't feel so brilliant and I don't feel so good at what I do. And there's going to be those moments, you know, you're going to get those with anything. And truth is, most people end up walking. Most people in life tend to I can be in director mode now. Let me just get out of this car so I can do director mode. But my point is, like, okay, in the long run, I know I'm talking about stuff that is real, and sometimes people don't like it when you talk about stuff that's real. Most of the time people prefer to be in a bit of a fantasy world with most of the things that they do. But class characters, chef, But this is... see, I don't know. Most of the time I'm pretty good. I feel pretty good about myself. But there are admitted times where I don't feel so good about myself. And it's probably just because I've had a bad week where things haven't really gone my way or the way I expect them to go. I had a basically a thing where I couldn't get this processor to work, and I'm getting the shits with it and everything else. I'm getting the and I just was like, fuck, I give up, you know. And that's how I felt at the time. Now, after a bit of me sitting back, relaxing, turning my head off a little bit, I found out it was the thermal paste that was the problem that was causing all the issues. The thermal paste I was using was shithouse. It was a silicon-based thermal paste, and it was made in China, and it was pretty shit. So it was doing a pretty shitty job of conducting heat onto the heat sink, onto the water cooling or whatever, or even to the cooler, even to the fan cooler, the heat to a fan-based heat sink. And the honest truth is, I'm like, what the fuck? Why the hell? Like, and I kind of felt disorganized for a little while, but now I'm feeling more organized. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm disorganized. Sometimes I'm perfectly organized and I'm great. And other times I feel so disconcerted and disorganized that I can't fathom putting anything or doing anything together. And it's kind of like that. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever been on antipsychotics, but they do make you feel very debilitated mentally. They fuck with your head. They make your head feel like it's not functioning at full speed. And, you know, there's a lot of other things it can do as well. And the honest truth is, that's how I felt. And obviously they've lessened the dose. They took the dose down because I'm like, oh, fuck this. I can't keep my head clear with this shit in my system. So I need to lessen the dose so it's not as strong. Because whatever they had me on was pretty strong initially to sort of fix my head a bit. It's like, no, I'm good. And the truth is, you know, there's the other side of it too. Is I found out about a lot of mental health helping services in my local area that help with things like this. So that's a plus side. That's a great thing. It's a great thing for me as well. You know, I found out about these services and now I can take them up if I choose. On top of that, you know, it's not easy if you've got depression, anxiety, combination of those things. They will always make you feel like you're not achieving your best result, or they always make you feel like you're not doing well enough and you should be doing better, or, you know, you'll feel like a failure. Sometimes you won't feel like a failure. And the truth is, I mean, there's always going to be people who, it's different. You know, some people feel that way all the time, some people don't. And that's kind of the thing. I've always been a person who talks things out. I talk everything out in my life. Like, I'll talk things out with people that I know, friends, and I've lost some close friends over the years. Different things have happened. I had some good online friends, but I lost them. I lost them to the fact that I was a little bit more paranoid than I should have been about things. I was a little bit more paranoid about them being against me in that sense of things, and, you know, things like that. And I don't know, I don't think everybody's out to get you, but you've got to consider that even if not everybody's out to get you, there's always going to be people who do want to they either want to fleece you of money, and this is things that I've noticed. They either want to fleece you of money, or they want to do other stuff, they want to manipulate you into doing certain things that you don't want to do. Now, I'm sort of glad that I don't have those friends in my life, because they weren't really good for me, to be honest. And they kind of, I don't know, I reckon I'll make new friends and I'll meet new people. I'll find new people that I can connect with, better people. And that's kind of the thing that I want to do, is connect with better people. I don't want to connect with negative people. This is another thing too I was finding. I was coming across some people who were really depressed or feeling down, or, you know, they were always constantly at that level. And that negativity would rub off on me eventually and make me feel like shit. And the honest truth is, you know, friends are good. It's good to have friends, but it's also good to have friends that are going to bring positivity into your life, bring things, you know, positivity. That's my point. You want positivity in your life. You don't want people who are going to make your life a negative thing. Shit.
And another reason why I'm drinking coffee is because all my friends drink coffee. There's no way I go to Europe without drinking coffee.
Oh, jeez, that was pretty good. Alright, I'll be right back.
But trust me,
Alright, I'll be right back.
like, foreign countries, try out
Be right back.
shit, we should make a profile private. Mainstream without profile private, yeah, guys? Everything is blurry. Nah, she's a slut whore. What the fuck?
Right, okay, I'm back. Alright. So, yeah, like, you want people in your life who are going to be positive, who are going to give you positive effects. Not just positive effects, but help you in your times of need. And the reason I lost a few people, look, put it this way, I got scammed out of some money a long time ago with some things. There was online dating stuff and things like that, and I kind of learned my lesson there. And I lost a good friend because of it. Or at least I thought she was a good friend at first. But she sided with the person who scammed me. And, you know, that happens. Sometimes shit like that happens. But you know what? I've learned a few lessons. I've definitely learned a few good things and bad things in life. I've learned that sometimes you've got to understand that in the long run, well, that we all have our coping mechanisms. I know I do. This is part of my coping mechanism for when I do things. Sometimes, and I died. Oh, that's right. I forgot to put unlimited health on. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Probably should turn unlimited health on. It's alright. No, look. I kind of wonder, like, you know, with things that we do in our lives. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I know I'm not perfect. But I know also that the world isn't perfect, and I guess sometimes I'm a little bit of a perfectionist with some of the things that I do. I like to get them just right, or just the way that I expect them to be. And it kind of pisses me off when I don't. And it kind of annoys me. You know, I'm not perfect, but jeez. Delete fucking spam emails. Fuck off. Alright. I don't know. I really wonder with some things in my life, if I'd taken a different path with different things in my life, would things have ended up differently? Sometimes. And that I'm always a bit of a what if guy. I've always been a what if guy. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if I chose to go this direction? What if this was a better option? And I guess you can sit there and be a what if guy all you like, but the truth is that you can sit there wondering so much that you just drive yourself mad with it. I've kind of been in different bad situations in my life. I've had some things scammed away from me. I've lost money on different things. It also makes me less trustful, I guess, to some degree. I do have an issue with trust with some people, and it's not everybody that I have an issue of trust with. It's just some people in my life. And the honest truth is, I guess, you know, for a while I trusted people, but I only trusted certain people in my life. You know, it's easy to get stuck in that rut. I don't know. It's so easy to make mistakes. It's so easy to don't make different mistakes in different situations. I don't know. See, I've learned a lot of lessons. I've learned a lot of lessons from different people. I've learned that sometimes people don't have always. They may seem like they have good intentions, but they're actually, you know, they're different. Their intentions are good at first, but then after a while, it turns to pure selfishness. And you know what? I try not to be too selfish if I can help it. Maybe lately I've been a little bit selfish. That's because of how much I've been mistreated in that sense. That I've seen people be selfish, and I guess I just wanted to, shit. I wanted to have some things for myself. Which, I get that, you know, people want to have stuff for themselves. It's all good though. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Just gonna drop 100 bits on Stream Rhino. She's a good streamer. But I have learned a few things. I've learned a few things in my life just dealing with different arseholes. Definitely learned some shitty things. I've learned people can be shitty. Also learned people can be good too. No problem, Amy. But like that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. I've seen so many. I've had to deal with so many assholes in my life, and even like this is from the female variety to the male variety, and I've had to deal with so many of them over time that I've just got used to being a bit distrustful, I guess, of people's general nature. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a generous person. I'm very kind. But I've been a generous person to people that didn't deserve to be for me to be generous, and that's set me on fire basically. Caused me a lot of problems in my life. It's caused a lot of problems, a lot of issues. So, you know, the truth is, I guess in the long run, you deal with positive and negative people in different ways. Then the truth is, I also think sometimes people have more ulterior motives than they would let on, you know? I try to be a good person, though. I try to be a good person most of the time. I admit that. And that's the truth. I try to be. Doesn't mean that I can't be an arsehole if the situation requires it. What the fuck is that? Copter. Hello, my little friend. Say goodbye. Suck shit. I've got to do more streaming, and to be honest, I've got to be a little bit more honest about things. Not honest, but a little bit more forthcoming with some things. I used to be really forthcoming, and then I found that people used it to their advantage, to sort of take advantage of a situation. So now I don't tend to say as much about things. So... I think for a while I just didn't feel like talking because my meds were just mucking with my system. I'm normally a person who talks a lot. Particularly during my streams. I was notoriously bad at yabbering on and talking about random shit, whether it's, you know, stuff that's going on in my life or stuff that I like about IT and things like that. And I couldn't talk. I was like, fucking hell, I got nothing, you know? Like, I tried to load my system up and I tried my best, but fuck. It's like, no. It's alright, now I'm fine, but before I was really... little focused on the game at the moment, but it's alright. It's always life though, isn't it? It's always life. It's always the shit that happens in life you least expect. Need some more coffee anyway. I think I'll do some more streaming. Definitely. Let me pause this. What do I want to do? No, I don't want to go. I'll be right back. Be right back. I don't know, I've learned to trust and distrust, I guess you could say. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being a little paranoid these days. I kind of think it's just a requirement that you be a little paranoid regardless. Whether you're going into business or with someone or whether you're doing something else. Because I've had so many issues with different people in my life over time. That's in all honesty, it's made me distrustful, I guess, to a certain extent, of people. I don't know, I tend to see the malice in people than anything else. But the honest truth is I've always been very kind. I'm always very compassionate to people's needs. I'm always very helpful. I try my best to help people out when I can. And I kind of get the shits when, you know, you help someone and they don't seem to either the fact that they don't appreciate it, or they show no appreciation. They show no appreciation at all, or they take advantage of it and they just milk you dry, which I've had that happen to me. I've come a long way from different things in my life, but I've also learned that there's a lot of people out there who will milk you dry, who will make you feel like you're... I've learned a lot of lessons. Got a lot of good lessons. I've also learned a lot. I mean, it's made me extra paranoid, I guess you could say. I don't know. I digress. Guess I can't do much about some people. Oh, my neck. Fuck. I don't know. You learn bad and good things about people, but you also learn that sometimes people don't have the best intentions for you at heart, you know? And I think that's probably the most thing that I've ever learned in my life. I know my parents, I know my dad has the best intentions for me in my life and things like that. And he's trying to get me to be more independent, and that's what I'm trying to do, which I am pretty independent regardless. But there's still things like I have to learn to drive, which I know that's something I have to do at the moment. Which is sort of a work in progress. But what I don't understand, I guess, is that there's always going to be some people in your life that, well, what does somebody said? Some people in your life that are going to be a lesson learned, you know, like whether it's a bad or a good lesson to a certain extent. And, yeah. That's what I've found so far, anyway. Down to my... already smoked my last cigarette. It's just been a slow week, so I really haven't done a lot of business, so I'm just waiting on this last fucking job. Checking my email, something was again. Not much there. It's just funny. You do feel like you're failing sometimes, like with some things in your life, you know, whether it's trying to get a business off the ground or whether it's doing other things that you want to do in your life. You feel like you're either failing or you feel like you haven't done enough or you didn't do it the right way or something like that. And the honest truth is it's not always that. It's just the fact that... I don't know. Sometimes shit happens, unfortunately. That is an effect of life. That's so far what I've found anyway. There's always going to be some shitty people out there who are going to try and knock you down because they feel the need to knock you down. And it's kind of a thing. It is. But it is what it is. Disabled. I like director mode, I can have a bit of fun with it. I don't know. Like, in all honesty, and I don't know whether people feel this or not, but do you ever feel like you've, you know, I don't know, I don't feel like I failed. I just feel like I could be doing more with some things in my life, I guess. Well, last week I felt like I failed because I couldn't get something working. It's kind of, the medication was fucking with my head, so that's the thing. It was all the medication, pretty much. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of the thing, though. That's the thing that I notice with antipsychotic medications. They do really screw with your head, especially for an intelligent person like myself. They really screw around with you and make you feel like you're an idiot. And that's the honest truth about them. They make you feel like you're mentally retarded sometimes. I guess that's the reason I don't really like them. I don't really like them. I take them, but I don't really like them. I think I found my happy medium. Basically, I've got to wait for the dose to go down because there's still the original dose that was in my system, so I've got to wait a few weeks or a week or so for it to go down in my system. Which, to be honest, I'm feeling much better now. God, I felt like shit before. I could barely function. You barely string two fucking sentences together, to be honest. So. It's kind of that way, though, for most people with these medications. They make you feel a particular way. They screw with your head. That's what I find. I do find I'm feeling a lot better, though, and It's not as bad. My vision isn't as blurred as it was before. I can read things to a certain extent. It's not as bad as it was. So I can definitely tell the difference in the dose. I'm also feeling more articulate as well. I'm not as drunk, per se, with my speech.
Oh my god, why?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious could be something really quite atrocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Dum-diddle-um-diddle-um-diddle-um-diddle-um-diddle-um-diddle. Exactly. So I can actually say things a lot better too. That's what I'm noticing. Perfect. Now I'm more articulate. That's what I wanted. It's fucking shitting me not being able to articulate myself. It's something I particularly pride myself on, being able to articulate my speech. I like slurring myself all over the fucking place. Down, da 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 down, down, da da down, da da down. Ba 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 boom 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 ba 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 ba. Ba ba la ba doo ba da ba doo ba dee ba doo ba da ba. There we go. That's better. That's where you'll find me.
Every time I get the little trap thing.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That's where you'll find me. Da, 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 da. Articulation. Articulate. Personificate. Procrastinate. Ting, ting, ting comes the trolley. Ring, ring, ring comes the bell. My heartstrings from the moment I saw hell. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's better. Row your boats gently down the stream. Life is but a crocodile. Don't forget to scream. Probably that one actually.
Yeah, scream.
Boom. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Boom, bitch. Motherfuckers. Oh. Oh, I'm feeling better. Fuck you very much. Fuck you very much. Oh, fucking hell. That's hilarious. User interactions on Facebook. Facebook? Twitter. Tweet. Tweedledee, tweedledum. Tweedledee, tweedledee, tweedledee-dum, tweedledee.
Babs, this is fucking Canberra, not Melbourne. Oh, yeah.
Charge. License plates. Charge. Right. So, I'm feeling 100% good. Like I can actually do things. I wasn't feeling that way before. I was feeling really drugged out of it. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, ch-ch. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Fucker. Son of a bitch. Son of a kitchen utensil. Ba-da-ba-dum-bum-ba-bum-bum. Ba-ba-dum. Oh, knocked me out. Oh, shit. So far, the stuff I've noticed in my life that's changed. What has changed? Well, a few things. I don't know, I've just been feeling useless lately. It's about the only thing that's really changed. Didn't feel really full of life. Great. Some moods and stuff. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, looking for you. Couldn't have a show without you. Scooby, Scooby-Doo, Scooby, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo, looking for you. Couldn't have a show without you. Scooby, Scooby-Doo, Scooby, Scooby-Doo. Bum 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 bum. It's alright. It's one of my friends. Scooby, Scooby-Doo. Scooby, Scooby-Doo, doo dooby dooby doo, looking for you. Couldn't have a show without you. Scooby-Doo. Does anyone remember Scooby-Doo? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I used to love that show. Or all those shows. I used to watch them regularly. I still do, actually. So that's a surprising part. Nerdy individual that I am, I love my classic cartoons. Ba-da-ba-da bum 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 bum. Ba-da-ba-da bum 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 bum. Ba-da-ba-da bum ba-dum ba-ba-da bum ba-dum ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Talking about hey now, Aiko ane, Chakano Fino, Aiko way, Chakano Fino way. Jetting by the fire, my flag boy and your flag boy, and I set this flag on fire. Come back here, fucker.
Where did he come from? Oh yeah.
So yes, I've got this fucking ridiculous wig on because, you know, why the hell not? I need a ridiculous wig. Everybody needs a ridiculous wig. You need a ridiculous pirate hat too. Obviously. Got a pirate hat too. Fuck. Pirates.
Alrighty.
Arr.
No, it's
Be hearties. Shit. I'll have to put this on my bucket, don't worry. That's probably the problem. Fuck. What else we got? Oh, fuck off. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, but yet I long for you in Jupiter. In other words,
No way.
giant.
no fucking way.
Da, 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 da. Fuck did he go? Hello? Where's that fucking fire truck? Ah. Boom, bitch! There we go. My room is a little bit messy at the moment. It's a bit messy. It's a bit too messy. Could be worse. I don't think it looks too bad. I still got to do more photography stuff. That's my camera. Used for freaking everything I do, especially my YouTube videos. Photography is all included. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Ah, beautiful. There we go. Blowing up random shit. Actually, hold on a second. Just want to see what else. Xbox Live Gold. I got in gold stuff. Xbox Live Gold. What is that? That's not what I know about.
So you gotta go get whichever team gets to 16 rounds first.
Who deals with gold? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Oh, free games. Cool. Yes. Get. Super hot, which whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, it's supposed to say. Got 5 rounds.
Yeah, that's not really interesting. Become a pirate legend. That's good.
What the fuck?
Take care of it. My flag boy and your flag boy gonna set this flag on fire. Where did you go? Oh, fuck off. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum bum. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum bum. I came in this burning ring of fire. And then I got tired. Then I got tired. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum bum. Xbox Live that I desire. Paranoia. It can get to you if you let it. To be honest, you kind of got to be a little bit paranoid these days. Not with everything, but with some things definitely. What do we got? Who's... Administrators, system administrators. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum bum. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum bum. Fuck. Why the fuck? I don't know. Maybe it's just the friends I choose. Okay. That seems to be working reasonably well, so that's a plus side. Alright. Life. Oh, life. Oh, life. Oh, life. Games are an escape, though, to be honest. They're a big part of escaping from reality. It's always that way, isn't it? Bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum bum. Bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum bum. The hardest thing about working for yourself is it's all relying on you doing things, and since I've been fairly unwell lately, I haven't had much to do. Well, I haven't been doing much. Well, I've been doing little bits and pieces. Like, to be honest, I have been doing a bit of computer work on the side, but I haven't felt well enough. I've sort of felt well enough to do it, but it comes and goes. You know how I'm feeling. Problem with feeling unwell. That's the issue. How long have I been streaming for anyway? might turn off streaming on YouTube anyway. For the moment. Because that's YouTube chat that I was on before.